guess we all agree on sugar smacks.
That's one small step for man, giant leap for mankind.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
So that security and liberty may prosper together.
Good afternoon, Seth here.
And Mia.
And we're having a wet lunch. Well, of course we are, because it's the 1950s.
So grab yourself an Eames chair, pour a drink, and relax.
Because today we're showing you the design of the mid-century. Danny, thank you so much for showing us this amazing style that you're putting together as we speak with mid-century.
It's one of my most favorite designs. I love the architecture of it. It's probably the first time that we had seen furniture really come out of architecture. Eames, a lot of Frank Lloyd Wright, very much the lines of the houses. A lot of wood, pops of color on the vases, the fabrication of the vases. This is just absolutely what I envision when I see mid-century.
Yeah, it's funny because nowadays I think of Don Draper and Mad Men, but really, the icon for this is the Jetsons.
George Jetson.
Absolutely, those fireplaces that sort of came down and had the bubble around it, and it has that sense of warmth. To me, is amazing. And all the houses during that time were pretty much single-level homes, sort of bungalows that we see today with the stars and all of that stuff when we go to Palm Springs, and it's just become a huge place for design in today's world.
It's interesting because during that time there was this relationship with modernity and technology and the future.
This is the kitchen of tomorrow, a press-button dream coming true for Mrs. Housewife. A wave of the hand and presto, down comes a hidden cabinet with the dishes.
But when we look backwards, we see it almost from the opposite lens, which is history, tradition, the American heritage.
Fine buildings, huge stores, and which sees a constant day-to-day influx of people from every part of the world.
It's really interesting, that kind of duality to the style.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of European influences as well from like the Danish countries. A lot of the styling came from that, with the wood legs and the pin legs and all of that. So very clean, with the fabrications being navies, oranges. That's the burnt orange was kind of where it all started.
I know you were saying too that this is your favorite style. What do you personally love about it?
I think it's just the wood and the way the furniture is styled, and I feel also it can work any which way. You can bring every element of design into mid-century. It all works together. It makes sense from a design perspective.
That's awesome. Well, I'm really excited to see how this works. When we're completely done, I'm already excited to see how far we've come. In order to create a classic mid-century look, we begin with a round rug, triangular coffee table, and square couch. Next, we add in 2 side tables with the leather magazine racks. Then, we balance the room by adding in a long bench and 2 ottomans. Once the room is complete, we hang a colorful painting above the couch. Notice the navy blue, turquoise, and yellow colors that finish the living room in a textbook mid-century palette.
If you want this, I got to come get this, I gotta be everything you want me to be, babe. You know I'm loyal, this hand is royal. It don't get no better than this. If you need to be feeling believe it, I'm gonna be everything you want me to be, baby. You know I'm loyal, this hand is royal. It don't get no better than this.
Wow, this was really fun to see this amazing design come together. Danny Kaplan at Everything Creative Designs actually loves mid-century modern, so I feel like she knocked it out of the park.
This feels like a museum,
Yeah.
honestly. Like I walked in here and this is like a fine piece of artwork to me. It feels warm and refreshing, a little Palm Springsy too.
It reminds you of a time in America where industry was booming, we became a global superpower. So, you're thinking of Frank Sinatra, the Rat Pack, Frank Lloyd Wright, like all these big names in American culture came during this design style, so it's actually very nostalgic.
Yeah, no, I love it. And I think it's really good for home sellers too, especially here in San Diego, right? The closer you get to the water, the smaller the houses are. And this is some small furniture. So putting this small furniture into small rooms will actually make the room feel much larger. So
Yeah.
I think it's perfect from a sales perspective, Buyers will come in here and make the room feel extremely large. Let's just hang out.